Hi, Dr. Ray. I'm going to try out the video option for my report on my local representative. Uh, the person who represents my district is the Honorable Jim McGovern. Um, he's a Democrat, and my district is the third district in Massachusetts. Some brief biographical information on Jim McGovern. He was born on November 20th, 1959, which means he turns 50 on Friday, the big 5-0. Grew up in Worcester, Mass, about 20 minutes away from where I live. Attended Worcester Academy there and went on to attend American University in Washington, D.C. When he got out of American, he worked as a political assistant for several congressmen, including South Dakota Senator George McGovern, who was not related, just has the same last name, and also for Representative Joe Moakley here in Massachusetts. Uh, One important thing he did before his political career began uh, was while working for Representative Moakley, he was assigned to investigate some murders that happened in El Salvador. Some missionaries were murdered, and he was one of the many people to work on that investigation. Jim McGovern was elected in 1996 and has been serving in the House since January 3rd, 1997, meaning that he has served 12 years now in the House of Representatives. So he's been a long-seated member of the House. As for the committees that he's a part of, he is on the committee on the budget, important for that, and also a member of the Committee on Rules, which he is the vice chairman, and he is the chairman of the subcommittee on Rules and Organization of the House. So he has some important leadership positions within committees. As for his stance on the issues listed, first off, for Afghanistan, he was one of many congressmen to sign the bipartisan letter to President Obama, which urged the president to not send in additional troops as they feel would be counterproductive. They support all pursuit of terminating Al Qaeda, but they don't feel that he's one of the people who doesn't feel that the right way to do it would be through sending additional troops. He also suggested, not he, the letter in which he was a part of, suggested returning to policies used in the Cold War, the policy of containment and isolation. So that's how he feels about Afghanistan. As for alternative energy, he's voted yes many times for various taxes to raise money for alternative energy sources, and he has voted no, voted no against many of the Bush administration's energy plans, and also voted no as he was against the construction of new oil refineries. Progressive thinker when it comes to energy. In regards to healthcare, he openly supports the recently modified healthcare proposal reform bill, and he recently urged his fellow congressmen to do the same. I actually took a quote from a letter that he wrote on October 29th, so just a couple weeks ago. He said, "It's important to note that doing nothing is not..." Oh, sorry, I'll start again. "It's important to note that doing nothing is not free. Failure to reform our broken system will result in more people losing their insurance, more businesses being forced to drop coverage, more bankruptcies caused by healthcare crises, higher premiums, and a crushing federal debt. In other words, failure is not a viable option. So he clearly is with his fellow Democrats on this issue and feels that now is the time for action in regards to healthcare. One more interesting fact about the Honorable Jim McGovern is that he was actually arrested this year during a rally protesting the genocide in Darfur outside the Sudanese embassy in D.C. He was protesting the blocking of aid, of aid to victims, and he, along with several other congressmen, was arrested, which I actually think is very, very cool and very honorable and bold for him to do. So that is the first portion of my report on Jim McGovern. Thanks.